Okay, here I'm in the kitchen and I'm building a video of my famous keto burger. Now, of course, the rest of the household, they're going to eat Hawaiian, potato roll bread or whatever. But me, I'm still going to stick to my regimen while I'm home on quarantine from the coronavirus. And at the same time, I'm going to have some fatty foods. And I'm going to still, when we go get to go outside, I'm going to still be losing some weight. As you can see, now this is a burger. Nice size. I only need one of them. I'm going to build this burger up. I'm going to have mozzarella cheese. I'm going to have uh, cheddar cheese on it. I'm going to also have lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise, onion special sauce on it, which is always keto friendly. I get it. I get it.
Thank you.
Keto friendly.
I'll see you later.
Okay. And I'm not going to cook the burgers all the way done, so when they reheat theirs, it'll still hold the juice inside. It's packed with plenty of flavor of your choice, seasonings of your choice, whatever you like to do. But I will get back with you with the finishing touches for my keto burger to show the world that you can lose weight while having some flavor. Can't have the bread, of course, but I'm going to have avocado, which is going to make the bread juicy, while at the same time adding in some of the fat essence that you need while losing weight on keto. I'm going to have a side of broccoli, which is going to give me my vitamin C for today, which many folks need to know to build an immune system. You can eat broccoli is high in immune builders. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, they're the two very high ones in building an immune system. Some other ones are high, but they're hard to get to. You can eat green peppers. The red and yellow are the highest. The green peppers are still good, but the red and yellow are the highest, and you only need like a half a cupful a day to get your normal vitamin C for your immune system builders. So if there's anyone out there who have that, at this time you should be cooking your green peppers and your yellow peppers every day. You also, the lower line things, you could eat cabbage, but you would need to eat a substantial amount of cabbage, of course. And there are a lot of other immune builders, but the highest ones are broccoli and Brussels sprouts. So if you like Brussels sprouts, roast them in the oven. But I don't happen to have any, so I'm going with the broccoli, and it's my favorite. So don't buy into all the hype. Vitamins, the best source of vitamins, anybody will tell you, any nutritionist will tell you, is from the natural source. So you want to use the natural resources that's already in your home to try to build your immune system. If you're getting it in juice and stuff, sometimes you might not be getting the right amount of quantity. So no, I'm not a doctor. No, I'm not a nutritionist, but I have done the homework on nutrition. You can also go online, Google it, use your smartphone or whatever. If you're interested in knowing what you have in your house already that builds the immune system. Now this is my keto friendly broccoli. Broccoli, all keto is basically eating meat and vegetables. No sugar and low starch. So, because I'm having cheese on my cheeseburger, I normally like to eat my broccoli with cheese on it, but I'll just have this the way it is because I'm putting two types of cheese on the cheeseburger. So you don't want to OD off of stuff. You just want to get enough to give it flavor to the cheeseburger. So what I did was I used the juice from the hamburger because on keto the main thing is you want like at least between 75 to 80% fat, and you want your meat and you want your vegetable sauce. So my fat in this meal would be the hamburger meat fat. And just to give it some flavor, not to start from just straight water, because the essence of the burger was already in the pan. I just decided to go along with that and use that and not waste anything. That's kind of how I do things now in cooking. I try to just incorporate the stuff that I already have. So I left the juice in the pan, and I'm just sauteing the vegetables with that. And I also added a little butter to add in some more fat on top. I put in garlic, grilled steak seasoning. That's kind of my secret for everything. It really has a lot of flavor. Whatever they mix in that, it has strong flavor, and it's not salt. So I kind of use that. And I don't have to use pepper and anything. I use the grilled steak seasoning to give it the flavor. And I put garlic and everything as usual. And a little bit of culture seasoned salt. And for me, that'll do it. Now, some people don't like their food that tasty. Me, my palate needs flavor. Even in losing weight, it needs flavor. I'd rather have less and more flavor than to eat a whole bunch of stuff with no flavor. My body can't do that. And this is not for everybody, of course. No, I'm not a doctor, but this has been working for me. I've done the research, and this has been working for me. And I know there's people out here that may not want to spend the hours and hours that I did per day. I know I have at least spent like 3-4 hours a night reading about nutrition. And so, for me, if anybody wants to know, I will be available to give it to you, because to me, once you find out something, why keep it to yourself? Why hold it to yourself? To me, is more better when you can share what you know. But of course, some people, when you share with them, they think you know everything. So this is just for the people who searching like I was and don't mind learning, because I'm still learning at 50. So for me, when somebody give me information, I don't feel like I know everything. I don't feel like I can't learn. And even on the process, somebody still can tell me something that can help me along to make things a little better for me. So whenever I get a chance, we can share, because trust me, I've learned a lot through this journey, and I'm 51 years old, and I could have been a lot better health-wise if I had knew all the things that I knew now. Not just knowing, but really understanding them, because you can know some things, but really understanding something for yourself and how your particular body works, it makes a difference. Makes a big difference. So I just wanted to show, the next part of the meal. And next up, I'll be frying what I'm going to use as my bread sauce. And it's like a pita bread. And I'm going to fry it up, and I'm going to use that for my roll instead of the Hawaiian roll. And that's where all the calories and the fat is really stored in an obese person. If you're an obese person, your body doesn't process starches as well as a person whose metabolism is flowing and body is able to excrete the food on a daily basis. So I'll be showing that this is my little trick and invention to make the pita bread better than what it is. I take and fried in fat, because the basis of my diet is fat, so I'm not cheating. So I discovered this because, like I said, again, my palate just happens to need more. I can't eat food that's not flavorful. And on this diet, I can honestly say, on my way down to losing the amount of pounds, I think, which is like 35 now. I haven't been on a scale. I have had this journey of the pleasure of eating good food. Not really, the other diets that I've been on, which have been many, that food was horrible. And it was very little of it. And I had to exercise like I was crazy to get off 1 pound. This diet, I can honestly say, if there's anybody out there searching, it works. You don't have to exercise. Now, I started incorporating light exercise because I felt my skin like shaking a little bit. So I started doing tone exercise, but I don't do it every day, and I don't do it where my cortisol levels is going to raise up high, Because when people put strenuous exercise on their body, they actually do their self an injustice, because what happens is the cortisol levels in their body goes up high, that the body is being stressed more than normal, and so it actually has the adverse effect, and it holds on to the weight. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Why they exercising to death, why they eating right, and still their body won't release the weight. Because everything in mainstream that you learned about weight is now being challenged. And like I tell you, try it for yourself and see. I've been on this journey, and I know with the way that I'm eating now, it works. So hi, Grandma. I'll see you when we do the pita. Okay. Now what I'm about to show you is what I'm going to be using for my keto burger, which is whole grain flaxseed tortilla wraps. Which this particular wrap I had to search for, because you have to look at the back of things to see how much. You don't look for low fat products. You look for how many carbohydrates, and any number that's under double digits is good. I try to go on the lower end, which is like 7 for me, 5, under 7. I don't, because it's per serving. So this is like per wrap. And what I started doing is not using the whole wrap, so I can still be well under my count of 50 grams of carbohydrates a day. I'm now heating the pan with butter, and I'll use a little tad bit of olive oil, which in a mixture, they sell it in the stores, but I see that a lot of stuff we have in our homes, they just market and get us to spend more money. They sell it in the stores. It's called ghee. And ghee is very expensive. It's a mixture of butter and olive oil mixture for high intense heat. So I'm getting my ugly pan ready. And I call this my ugly pan is because I got other pretty nice pans that, you rarely cook in, and they look good, but they never can cook like this pan. This pan is seasoned. This pan cooks everything well. And I don't know the flavors in this pan. As you can see, I wore this pan till no handles is on it. But when I tell you, this pan cooks. I put everything I can in this one, unless I'm cooking masses, and then I have to go larger. But if you notice, I cook the hamburgers in this pan. Then I sauteed my broccoli, which is going to give me my vitamin C for today. And I love broccoli, so I didn't mind eating that. And I sauteed it, which that broccoli is just scrumptious. When I tell you, from the hamburger juice being in the pan. So now again, I haven't washed this pan. So I scraped out the broccoli, and I have that sitting over here on the counter in a container for later on, because I'm eating OMAD. But I'm cooking for my family the regular way. So they're going to have all the fat. They're going to have Hawaiian rolls. It's going to be, the cheeseburger is just going to be lit. Okay, we're now preparing the Hawaiian rolls, and I'm doing the braised bacon. And this is most important here. I keep this. This is most valuable. Bacon grease seasons up everything. You keep it for a rainy day. Sometimes when you have your canned vegetables, you're not doing fresh, or you might want to season your fried potatoes. But anything that you don't want to start from scratch with, you use this. This bacon grease is most valuable. I mean, we do smoked turkey around here because we're trying to eat healthy. But if it comes a time where I got to open up a can, and smoked turkey costs like regular meat now, because they know we're using it. So sometimes if I want to go the cheap way, I add this in with a little water, let it boil together so that it can go all the way through a canned vegetable if you have to use that. I try not to use canned often, but when I do need to season fried potatoes or anything, and I want to add a little flavor, this is what I use. This is the best kept secret here that I could tell you. Bacon makes everything better. Trust me. May not be the most healthy wise, but with flavor, And what you gonna get when you go out to restaurants? Number one secret, right here. Get your special container. Don't never throw away bacon grease. Okay, because this was a spur moment thing, I'm building this burger, this big bacon burger, cheeseburger on every level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this glass top and cover both cheeses and the bacon, warm the burger, and at the very same time, melt the cheese because it has to be covered so it can melt properly. So I got an old big top that won't smash the cheese down. It's just from an old pot or something. I just covered up. We're going to cover it up for 5 minutes. Wow. I'm going to make them French fries. Well, you saw my broccoli earlier. So even when you ketoing and you on your weight loss journey or your healthiness journey, whichever you prefer to call it, you still have to cook for your regular family. So you're just making, I'm just doing this to show my slight adjustment as to what has taken place in my household. Some products I have to buy two of. I have butter, butter Pam or whatever, canola oil, and I have olive oil. I have like two of everything, 2 syrups, 1 sugar-free, 1 not. I mean, it's just a little slight differences, things that you have to do. But it's just small adjustments. But right now, we keying in on these burgers and how we gonna melt that cheese right on down. And I put the bacon on there so they can just melt right on that. And I'll be back with the finished product. Still using my ugly pan. And here, this is my keto burger. And the onion crunchies on the top, which is from this bag. Onion crunchies, which I know how to make those, but they're real easy. They just real onion rings or whatever. But I wanted to show you a close-up before I close my burger up. So this is how I'll be eating my burger. Not the best look, but it'll hold it for the sandwich, and I'm sure it's going to be good because you don't have all that excess bread to absorb the flavor. And I'm going to be making Beyond Hawaiian one in a few seconds. All right, folks, I've been eating off mine, and I'm telling you, this keto burger is awesome. I would let you see me eat it, but currently my hair is under construction. I'm going to move over here. This is Breon, my son's, and he has the regular Hawaiian burgers. And we topped it off with some little fries, something quick. But I just want y'all to see him taste it. I mean, my flavor just went through the roof on mine. But this is like the finished product of the bacon cheeseburger, the big bacon cheeseburger, Momma T style. So, Breon, if you could enlighten us and take a bite off of it. You gotta hold it all together and you gotta have a hearty bite because this thing is full of flavor and it's like a blast. And look at that, y'all. This burger is the bomb. And people say anybody can make a burger, but I think when you put the love in it and you put your seasonings in it, most of all, I did this. That's the regular Hawaiian roll, and my son highly recommends this roll. He said it gives it extra burst of flavor. But we really done this for my keto version and my hamburger of my old man, and it just, when I bit into it, this is what happened. I wish I could show y'all me because I'm so happy. This is my one meal. I have my meat, I have my lettuce, and I have the cheese on there, protein, and I have fat without the roll. So, we're signing off. This is for the keto people. I did one for the regular people. And the burger's awesome. And I'm signing out. Look forward to Momma T's burgers. Keto style and Hawaiian style. Corona times. We need comfort food. And I'm signing out. All this done with my ugly pot, y'all. Done my way. So if you're looking for gloves and all that kind of sanitation, and this kitchen is done my way. Or the highway. So I don't cook with gloves at home. I'm sorry, y'all. If that's what y'all do, that's what you do. I'm not even going to pretend because my hands hold body heat, and heat gives it the flavor. So we bringing on the heat, y'all. Bye. Look at that burger. I couldn't even hold it for the juice. Y'all, I wanted y'all to just see my authentic reaction to this burger because it's so good. It's not your typical regular burger. It's packed with flour. It's packed with seasonings and the taste sauce. Mmm, so good, y'all. Mmm.